আমাদের আজকের এই সেশনটি পরিচালনা করার জন্য। সবাই একটু জোরদার করতালির মাধ্যমে স্যারকে একটু অভিনন্দন জানাই এবং সাথে সাথে So thank you. আমরা শুরু করতে যাচ্ছি. So now the audience is for our special guest. So sir, please.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and very good afternoon. There is a saying that the biggest turn-off in the history of CV writing or resume writing is misspelled career. So we all know that career is C-A-R-E-E-R, and when you see a resume or CV, writing the career is C-A-R-R-I-E-R. It's almost like a tiffin career. So the difference between career and tiffin career is the biggest turn-off. When you write career on the tiffin career, then the person who is reading the resume has got the biggest turn-off. So the career and career difference must be looked into. So what is this I say that your career, your strategy. So you are going to be the architect of your future by designing your career. If you fail to create or design your career, then it's not going to work. So what is the session that we are planning today? It's mainly for the people who have career, who is launching their career, who is in the mid-level of his career, and who is at the fag end. He has got nothing to plan more, but he can take stock of his present condition and can have the plan to improve further. So the thing that I'm going to tell you today is going to be applicable for the person who is going to launch his career and trying to plan, the person who is at the mid-level, or the person who is the fag end also. Because I'll be talking on generalized matter, not that this is an exhaustive list of something to do and not to do, but it is giving you a strategy, it is giving you a footpath network, T-shaped network that you can use. What is the first thing? First thing is that we tell proactive or reactive. I am sure that you know what is proactive and what is reactive. Proactive is if a mosquito is sitting on your hand, then your left hand, the mosquito is sitting, you take your right hand out and give a slap on the mosquito, you kill it, that is a reactive thing. But proactive is you make sure that the mosquito does not sit on your hand, so use repellent oil or something so that it doesn't sit on your hand. So proactive and reactive in your career also, if you have the attitude of being that yes, I have got a job, let me do it and then I will improve, then it's not going to work. We say that you start becoming. Becoming means you start a career architect designing your professional future with intention and foresight. If you see that planning framework, the strategic career blueprint here, if you see the slide, we have 1 year, 3 year, 5 year plan. We have OKRs, I'm sure you know, the objective and SMART goals. The OKRs normally is the vision, and SMART goals is the action. So without OKR and SMART goals or your framework planning, you cannot have your career plan. So another thing is that you need to invest on yourself for your career. It can be by your money, it can be by your employer's training or employer's money, or it can be by your self-paced learning. So what are we going to discuss? A simple way to plan 1 year, 3 year, or 5 year goals, then how to decide when and how to switch jobs. But from my experience, if you are job hopping, then your career goal or the career improvement will be hampered. What people do nowadays, 2 years, 3 years in a job, and then they switch jobs. So I say that this hampers your consistency and this hampers your career development. Like I have 40 years of experience in working, 20 years in army, 10 years in one group, and 10 years in another group. So I had, in my 40 years, 3 institutions. One army that is different, and then 2 groups in the corporate life. One was Legan Group and another was OPEX and SINA. So I only switched twice in my 20 years career. But it depends on you. If you are thinking that it's your time to switch, then you have to switch. And if you're thinking, no, your development and progression is okay, then you don't switch. So that depends on the context of the situation. Now, how do we make a roadmap for high income skills, and how do we have personal branding and continuous learning, and how do we negotiate salary? But these are all subtopics. Mainly, we will concentrate on our career planning. Before we concentrate on our career planning, let us see this slide. If you can see, this is a slide where the skills are changing and going now. You can see that analytical skills is still topping on your skill. Next is the framework by World Employment Forum that is saying how, these are all graphs, but this is normally the crux of the graph and thing that the job market is shifting very fast. That's true. And employers are expecting major growth in tech-driven skills, especially artificial intelligence, data, and cybersecurity and digital literacy. But despite having the technical skills, the man is yet to be replaced by robot, or the soldier that is fighting the war cannot be replaced by technology or robot. He has to hold the ground. That's why creative thinking, analytical thinking, system thinking, human-centric abilities, these will never be replaced. But you have to update your technical skills. And as you have said, that employers increasingly valuing the resilience, adaptability, lifelong learning, and reflecting the need to navigate constant change. The only thing in constant is change, so we have to adapt. So what artificial intelligence is doing? It is doing an automation. It is making our life easier. It is making our works getting faster, but as we are afraid that it's going to replace our jobs, we're going to lose jobs to AI or artificial intelligence, but it's not true. It will mainly replace the routine task or basic manual work like clerical jobs or something, but the job market is yet to replace analytical thinking and creative thinking. So the future workforce must combine technological skills, human skills, and learning agility to stay competitive. What is the overall message? The future is going to be tech-heavy skills, but human skills is a must that will not be replaced, and cognitive complexity is a must. So this is the outline on which you should prepare yourself. You have to have a technological skills and improve your technological skills, but improve your leadership, empathy, creativity, and also your analytical thinking and system thinking. But don't go for routine manual work or simple foundational skills. So that is what is the framework or the strategy that will be best for your career planning, wherever you are. Now, World Economic Forum again said that the 25% skills change is going to happen from 2015 to 2015, and 50% expected increase by 2027. So, you don't be threatened by the technological advancement. So you have to adapt and have the technological skills. We say that we have a 1-year action plan, we have a 3-year and 5-year. I'm going through the slides quickly because I want to concentrate on the important aspect. So we have seen the technical advancement, technological skills coming up, AI is coming up, but you will be happy to know, or you will be surprised to know that Sweden, Australia, they are banning iPad or tab or smartphones in their classrooms, because the research shows that still, if you read a book, if you write something in your pen, there is a direct connection with your pen and your brain. So, you should get a piece of paper and a pen or pencil and write down that my next working mission for 5 years is going to be working as this in the field of this. And you should know what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses, capitalize on your strengths, and try to recover from your weakness. And you should have an aim of having an ideal work environment. So write it down in a piece of paper, look it, and plan on it by your heart. Don't go for digital action, and then you act or go for action accordingly. Now, before you make your 5-year resume experience, what you should do, we call that audit yourself, like synthesize your current state, your current resume, your professional baseline, and then you make the vision. As I have told, take the paper and see where you want to go. Now, if you are working as the assistant manager of HR, so your aim should be for next 5 years to become the corporate human resource officer or C-suite HR leader. So that is how you have the vision, and then once you have identified your OKR, your aim, what are the actions you have to take? Then do the actions and invest in yourself and go for becoming the C-suite or chief human resource officer or the people leader, what we call now, or the people man, what we give different name, but still it's HR. Then you have your 5-year execution roadmap. What is that? Master and the groundwork, then expansion and growth, and then leadership and admin. Once you become the C-suite or chief human resource officer, that doesn't end there. You have to keep learning. You have to sharp your, so you have to make it adaptable, or you have to go for the improvement according to the technological development. Now, what are the examples? Like you have certifications of PMP, or you have CISP, or certification of supply chain management, CSCM. So these are your quality, then your advanced degree, and as I have already told that you must have your technological skill. Then next is your assessment and vision, then your goal framework, 5-year resume, your North Star is the OKR, then skill and gap analysis, hybrid goals, aspirational OKRs, then your strategy, ROI, how much you are going to invest, whether you are going to take the certification course or a master degree or a doctorate degree. So that will depend on your investment scenario and return on investment, how much you want to get after you make the investment and launch your career. Then normally by year 1, you should complete your mastery or become master of the subject. Then 2-3 years you have to expand, and year 4-5 you should reach your goal. So this is normal timeline, but normally we see that from an executive to C-suite or chief human resource officer, it will take minimum 10 years. Unless and until you are exceptionally talented or you have exceptional good luck. So that is what we are talking. Next is your job switching. As you have told that I have switched only 2 jobs in corporate, and as I was in the army, so there was no scope of switching. So only 3 jobs in 40 years. But why you are discussing or why we are thinking that job switching needs to be planned? Why? Because job hopping out of frustration is not recommended. You are moving only for higher salary is not recommended. You are reactive rather than proactive, no, not recommended. So your job switching should be as per your plan. And your strategic career progression or your evaluation of current role and where you want to see yourself should be as per your plan. So what we are giving the message that it should not be unplanned job hopping. It should be job progression. You should plan and switch accordingly. You should have a broad exposure when you switch. You should have an acceleration of learning, and you should have an increased responsibility once you are switching your jobs. So these are almost like your what you call principles of job switching or the criteria for job switching. Now you have another criteria why you need to switch jobs. Number 1, the job satisfaction has become very low. That is priority 1. Number 2, you have learned enough in this company. Now you have saturated. Your learning plateau. So you don't learn anymore. So that is another reason. You have no recognition. Recognition and job satisfaction goes side by side. So another reason. Then you have no clear path of your progression. The vision, the mission, and the state you want to go, you have written in your paper with the pen and pencil and looking at it every morning, you say there is no clear path. So you need to switch. Then you have got very good opportunity, like if you are offered a job by Google, if you are offered a job by Microsoft, then I don't think there is no way or there is nothing that should stop your job switching. Next is you can address your skill gap, you can address your exposure gap, then you can avail the leadership opportunity is a good cause for job switching. Now, next is salary negotiation. As we have told the sub-topic, you all know that we are selling everything. Selling means everybody is seller. If you are working in a corporate, you sell every day, you sell yourself, you sell your pitch, you sell your idea, you sell your work, everything. So everybody is almost a salesman in this world, in the corporate or HR cases. So what you do once you sell, you negotiate. The negotiation should be win-win for both you and to whom you are selling. But one thing you should be clear that what is your walk away point. Like if your negotiation is 200,000 minimum and you can sense the company will not give you anything more than 100,000, so it's a clear walk away point. You don't have the time to negotiate because you don't get anything out of that. Then you, before negotiate, you must do the market research. If you don't do the market research, you are not going to negotiate well. And the most important thing while you negotiate your salary or your core principles, you have to make sure what you are selling, what is it worth, so that the employer understands that you are giving him the value of 500,000 that you are asking or negotiating. That is clear and simple. Next is your research-based range. The research shows that you are negotiating for this range, what the market shows, then package flexibility, role, enthusiasm, and impact. And what we have here is high income skills, how you prepare for high income skills. That is T-shape, the shape is like T. The first is the vertical one, T, is deep expertise core, and the other side is like communication skill and your supporting skills. These are on the end of horizontal T. But deep core, expertise core, technical skills, these are vertical and crossing the T. So this is the art, how you develop your skill. Your deep or core skills will remain as the middle in the vertical one, and the horizontal one, you increase your supporting skills, communication skills, leadership skills, business acumen, all those. So, which skills will pay you most? Once you do your job or career program, what will be the impact? What will be your satisfaction? What will be directly linked to revenue? And most important, that we say that be so good that they cannot ignore you. That means you are hard to be replaced. But nobody is indispensable in this world, but you are hard to be replaced or automated quickly by the help of technology or AI or something. And then in which industry you are working, you should have in demand in your target industry. So what I have told that your personal brand in one line, create a clear superpower statement, be consistent across platforms, and make it authentic. How do we do the progression? How do we achieve the career progression? This is another formula. You should have aim to do a course, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, one course, one book in 1 month or 3 months. So you have this aim that, and one project. So course, book, project, this will give you a skill development criteria. So we have this one page, this is the crux. You have your 5-year vision, you have your milestones, you have your 1-year goals, you have your skills to build, and you have to have the next 90-day action. So this is an interesting slide. You see that your new currency is your skill portfolio. What is shown in this slide, you can see that these are the portfolio or your new currency. That means if you are trying to remain difficult to be replaced or difficult to be replaced by automation, then core human-centric skills, analytic thinking, creative thinking, leadership and social influence, resilience, flexibility, this has to be with you. Next is your mandate for agility. What is that? Embrace lifelong learning, be agile, develop human skills, and specialize. That is what I'm talking about. If you are a specialist, you are, or you will be difficult to be replaced. This is your crafting your way, like formal university programs. Somebody is BBA, MBA, somebody is Management Information System graduate, then professional certifications, PMP, CSCM, supply chain certification, then PGD, postgraduate diploma on human resource. These are all professional certifications. Or you are an ISO certified, international registered certification auditors, certified auditor. So these are your professional certifications, then your company sponsor training, and most important, that self-study program. If you don't have any self-study or self-vision for improving yourself, you are likely to have your career stalled. So this is almost the same. This slide you see, 70 to 80% people, which is planned for their next job, stay trapped in their present job. So before you switch your next job, as I've told, job hopping is not encouraged. Rather, you should have your career progression plan. So have everything planned. Then T-shaped, I have already discussed the T-shaped skill and supporting skills, communication skills. So these are your architecture for blueprint, assess, upskill, and position yourself. So the core message is only one, that you have to plan your career, you have to be the architect of your career, you have to be reactive less, mostly proactive, so that you become the designer of your own career. So I think we have almost come to the end of the session. Before I take the questions and action commitment, let us see another slide. That great reshuffle of artificial intelligence impact on work, you can see high vulnerability and low vulnerability. So the main thing is that routine or repetitive high structured tasks are in high vulnerability. Digital information processing and drafting is in high vulnerability. Technical implementation and basic audits are high vulnerability. Why? Because you can automate this. You can replace this. Like if you are now working as a call center specialist, you see that the call center answering machine or automated artificial intelligence is doing the job. You are looking for something, doctor, they have automated the job. You have a smartphone, you have a question, I'm looking for a doctor. The artificial agent will give you a reply. These are the doctors available in this market. Which one do you want to communicate? Have you seen that most of the postal people are now becoming obsolete? Because except government or the other agencies, we do our job by email and automation. So the point was telling that you should be clear that what sector or what skill you will be achieving that will be difficult to be replaced. And as I have told, make your career plan, be your own architect, work accordingly, review yourself why you're here, what are your present status, and then adapt. But be sure that whatever might be automation, technological development skills, human will not be replaced. Because still human is superior in analytical thinking, human is superior in systematic thinking, human has got something which the robots or artificial intelligence will not have. That is empathy, caring, leadership, that they will never have. So you have to be less fearful that you are going to be replaced and prepare yourself accordingly. That is the framework, guidelines that we have been telling people, and we have been, discussing, we have been mentoring, we have been sponsoring. So that is all. Now these were all theoretical talk. Now I am ready and open to your questions that if I can give you answers based on my 40 years experience, I'll be very happy. But many of you have more experience than me, but there is no end of learning, so we can learn from each other and discussion. So I have the floor open for your question and answer session. Thank you very much. Thank you. Questions? Anything to discuss? Questions?
কারো কোনো কোশ্চেন?
No? So thank you very much.
থ্যাংক ইউ সো মাচ। এটা জোরদার করতালি স্যারের জন্য, এবং স্যারকে একটু রিকোয়েস্ট করব আমাদের স্যারের জন্য একটা টোকেন অফ অ্যাপ্রিসিয়েশন আমাদের স্কিল জবসের পক্ষ থেকে। অনেক চমৎকার ভাবে আমরা জানতে পারলাম ক্যারিয়ার প্ল্যানিং। থ্যাংক ইউ সো মাচ। তো আমাদের আজকের ক্যারিয়ার সেশনের সর্বশেষ সেশন ছিল এটা। অনেক ধন্যবাদ আপনাদেরকে, আপনারা এতক্ষণ আমাদের সাথে ছিলেন। এবং আগামীকালকের প্ল্যানটা আমি একটু বলে দিই। আগামীকাল সকাল 11টায় আমাদের ক্যারিয়ার ডেভেলপমেন্টের একটা সেশন আছে, চমৎকার একটা সেশন আছে। এর পরপরই ইনভেস্টমেন্টের মানে এন্টারপ্রেনারশিপদের জন্য একটা প্যানেল ডিসকাশন থাকবে। পাশাপাশি আরও একটা প্যানেল ডিসকাশন থাকবে, সেটা হলো এইচআর, বাংলাদেশের ওয়েল রিনিউন কিছু অর্গানাইজেশনের এইচআরদেরকে নিয়ে ফিউচার জব অ্যান্ড এন্টারপ্রেনারশিপ স্কোপ ইন বাংলাদেশ ফর ফিউচার বাংলাদেশ, এই টপিক্সের উপরে। তো এই টপিক্সের উপরে আগামীকালকের এই সেশনগুলোতে আপনাদের আমন্ত্রণ জানাচ্ছি। এবং আপনারা যারা আমন্ত্রণের মাধ্যমে এখানে এসেছেন সবাইকে আবারও অসংখ্য অসংখ্য ধন্যবাদ যে আপনারা আপনাদের সময় দিয়ে এসেছেন। আগামীকালকের সেশনটা আরও ভালো হবে ইনশাল্লাহ, এই কামনায় আমাদের ক্যারিয়ার সেশনগুলোর এখানেই সমাপ্তি ঘোষণা করছি। এরপরে আপনারা নেটওয়ার্কিং বা আদার্স জব ভিজিট বা স্টলগুলোতে ভিজিট করতে পারেন। আমাদের এই মেলা চলবে 6টা পর্যন্ত। থ্যাংক ইউ।